We start in the West. Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs, and Broncos. Are there any of those teams that you would not pick the Cowboys to beat? And they already beat one of them.
What's funny is if they were going to Los Angeles, I would pick the Chargers to beat them right now.
Okay.
But I'm not saying by a lot, but I would be worried about watching them play, and we beat them. I would say, God, can we expect them to create 100 yards in penalties? Can we expect the touchdowns to be overturned? I would just say, I don't think we're going to get blown out. I think it'd be a heck of a game. But right now, I think I even respect the Chargers more than I respected them in week 2.
Yeah.
If it was here in Dallas, I would pick Dallas to barely win. So I would give home field advantage the edge here on picking the winner.
Any other team in the West? I assume not since No,
because I said Kansas City right now, as of today, I think the Cowboys would go to Kansas City and figure out a way to win.
Corey?
Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs. Yeah, I think the Cowboys could beat all of them.
Okay.
Like you, I was going to say the Broncos. You'd say they're going to win right now.
Yeah, I was going to say the Broncos.
We can beat everybody.
Are interesting, but they've shown against two teams that I don't even think are that great. Although the Ravens are better than I think. They played poor teams to start their season, and then the Steelers, they lost to them. So.
From the 8-3-2, Rams and Bills, that's it. From the 2-1-4, I'm just going Baltimore. From another 2-1-4, the Cowboys will destroy Kansas City. And this text is really intriguing.
I don't think the Chiefs' defense can keep up with the Cowboys. That's why.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. This text is intriguing from the 7-0-2. I don't believe the Cowboys another game. But I don't know if that was going to say win or lose.
I think lose. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are going to win another game. But, it's interesting because let me bring up some teams that I think they would beat going on the road right now. I think they would beat Baltimore. Now, I don't think they would beat Cleveland right now.
Fascinating.
Because I'm worried about what I saw last year and that Chubb and Hunt would run for over 200 yards. And so what we've been doing this year to teams, the Cowboys, is controlling clock, controlling tempo, great quarterback play, and big turnovers when we need them. And I think Cleveland would match us in all of those categories, and I think it'd be a hell of a game.
You think it'd be like that Chargers game last week? 47-42?
Well, yes and maybe no. The one thing is if you look at what the Chargers did, they passed the heck out of the ball. And I do think the Cowboys do want to run the ball and run the ball well. I mean, the Chargers, to me, we watched them play. They're not a great running team. I get that they can run. Eckler's not bad, right? I mean, he's a nice running back, but I could see where the game clock is just draining a little bit. So I don't know if both teams get into the 40s, but the team that hits 30 and can control the clock, because I don't think what would happen late in the game is with 5 minutes to go, if you got the ball, I think both teams could just run out the clock and you'd never see the ball again.
Yeah. AFC South, I presume.
Yeah, we're good.
Nobody?
4-0.
All right. So you say Browns.
And Buffalo, if I haven't mentioned Buffalo. That would be the one team right now. If we were going to Buffalo, I'd say, guys, the way they're playing, we need them to have a bad game.
Okay. So right now you got Buffalo and Cleveland from the AFC, and that's it?
That is it in the AFC.
Okay. Corey, who do you put from the AFC?
I think the only other team I would add at the moment might be the Ravens.
I hear you.
But yes to Buffalo and Cleveland, or no to Cleveland?
Yeah, I would say Cleveland's in that. Here's the thing. If the Cowboys get an early lead, I don't think the Baker Mayfield can catch you. It's just what kind of game plan, like how does it start? But I think that if the Cowboys were to go out there and say, all right, we're up 7-0, and now they're trying to keep up the rest of the game, I think the Cowboys win that one easy. But so I would probably say more likely Buffalo and Baltimore.
Okay. From the 6-2-3, Raiders defense will keep it close, but I still think the Cowboys would win that one. From the 8-1-7, I think the Cowboys will lose to Kansas City. And from the 9-0-3, honestly, Cleveland on the road would be the hardest game for the Cowboys of any of those 32 teams. So that's interesting. All right, so
I will say this. When people are saying Kansas City, I have the right to change my mind when that game comes up.
Sure,
Who knows how
yeah.
Kansas City's playing at that point and how Dallas is playing at that point. But as of today, if you were playing Sunday, I would pick the Cowboys.
All right. So for AFC, Mike, you are going with Buffalo and Cleveland.
Those would be the two teams I'd be very concerned about this week.
Corey, you're saying Buffalo, Cleveland, and the Ravens.
Kill Cleveland. Kill Cleveland,
Okay.
Kevin. I'm just going Buffalo and Baltimore.
All right. You know what? That is exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I got
then.
you.
I will take Cleveland out there. I would say Buffalo and Baltimore would be the two that I'm like,
You know what?
For
Change
some
mine
reason-
then. Just Buffalo.
For some reason with Baltimore, and I'm a big Lamar Jackson fan. Like, I always say this, if you don't think so, I have like $1,000+ invested in cards of his. So like I spend my money somewhat where my mouth is on people I like and don't like. I just think that they're barely beating teams and not playing great football, but playing good enough to win, which is great. You're 4-1 is 4-1. It doesn't really matter. I would just say the Cowboys are playing better football overall than Baltimore is.
now this is going to be interesting to me because you took 2, I took 2. Corey might be down to 1 now.
Right.
And we've talked about how the AFC seems more top heavy than the NFC. I think that is about to not be reflected in what's going to happen here. By the way,
Okay.
from the 702, I made a future bet early before the season started. $50 online for the Cowboys, 30-1, $1,500 for them to win the Super Bowl. This is the year I believe it. Look, at 30-1, you have to feel pretty damn good about your bet right now. I saw it down to like 18-1.
And we just did power rank the power rankings yesterday. Most power rankings have them in the top 6, if not top 5. Like I'm going 6 because I think 1 had them just outside of it.
In the NFC East, we good?
We're real good there.
What was that noise? You're not picking
You're not worried about anybody. We've blown out the 2 teams already, and Washington isn't playing much better. In fact, when it goes to difference, right now, Washington is a -32 on the scoreboard.
Oh, my God.
And New York
so
is
bad.
-36. We just blew out New York, and they're just 4 points worse than Washington.
All right, Mike.
NFC North. Feels like this is
Okay.
a Packers or bust situation, but maybe I'm off.
But right now, I would feel pretty good about beating the Packers in Green Bay.
Whoa!
Mike's right. They're -2 also.
Oh my gosh!
Like here's the one
Now,
thing.
if it's a playoff game, then I'm really
Yeah.
nervous that Aaron Rodgers is going to do
does
something.
what Aaron Rodgers does. He knows how to use the clock so well, and just fourth quarter clock. Not the last 2 minutes every time, but the fourth quarter clock. He's so good at it. But
There
yeah,
has to
right
be a
now,
Green Bay versus Dallas playoff game for Mike McCarthy and for like what Aaron Rodgers does. Like it'd be interesting no matter who the Cowboys play, but that would have a little extra juice on it.
Yeah.
I think I'm putting the Packers down as 1 for me, just
Okay,
because
I hear you.
historically,
I'm not
that
going to
matchup
argue. That'd be a heck of a game.
That matchup with this quarterback doesn't turn out. The last one turned out just fine for us. All right.
You ready?
In the South, I'm putting the Bucks on the list.
I am too. If we had to go back to Tampa Bay, but here's the deal right now. Gronk destroyed us. Now I'm gonna stick with Tampa Bay. I would pick us to lose going to Tampa Bay this week in a very close game. But we wouldn't have to deal with Gronk. He's not playing tonight.
Yeah.
So if it was just this week, now I know there'd be a few extra days for him to get healthy, but I don't think that, he would play even if it was Sunday. That would help us out quite a bit, I think. But I would lean towards right now going to Tampa Bay this week. I'd say, yeah, Tampa's probably going to get us.
Geez. I guess my biggest thing is right now. This is right now without all of our guys because we still have some reinforcements
without
coming down the road. I'm
without
thinking about
Lawrence.
that too. Yeah, Tampa Bay. I would be interested to see how we pair with New Orleans, but I don't think Jameis can offensively do it. I think New Orleans defense can keep them in games, but I don't think Jameis has figured out the entire field yet. He's crushing red zone.
You picking us to lose against Tampa then?
Yeah.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
have Buffalo and Tampa right
that's
now.
gonna be
Are those the only 2 teams? Am I correct? Or are
Yeah.
you sticking with Baltimore?
Buffalo and Tampa.
Okay, what about the West?
This is where it gets really tough.
Arizona and LA.
I think
would-
I'm saying none.
I'm saying both.
Wow.
I would be worried
I like it.
about the Rams, yet we seem to handle Aaron Donald okay. It's
Yeah.
really weird that he is going to go down as one of the greatest defensive players of all time, but yet when he plays against the Cowboys, and it's not Zach Martin, somehow Connor Williams is the guy who has
Speed.
pretty decent games against Aaron Donald. So I would be worried about the Rams. If we were going to LA, I would be like on the fence.
Okay.
So I know that's not a great answer. I did put LA and Arizona down. I would be more confident. I keep switching on this. I'd be more confident about going to Arizona right now, but then Kyler Murray running all around the field and us never being able to catch him would worry me. So I would be very worried about these games, but I lean towards I'm more worried today about playing the Rams than I am the Cardinals.
Worried enough that we lose? Got to make a pick.
Yeah, I'll say we lose to LA this week, but
All right.
I would pick us to beat Arizona.